What's up? Thank you very much for tuning in to the B Minus show. You like my lighting? I finally got some new lighting up in here. Let's see. You can't see. It's more. It's just I think the quality's a little with that. It's just more of a pain in the butt. So overall, the quality is going to be better in regards to light. I do this at nighttime, so. Anyways, I got two Unseen Creatures beers to drink here. They're both IPAs. Unseen Creatures is from Miami, Florida. Miami. Right now, Miami is kind of trying to do big things. The Marlins and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Florida, they're trying to do big things. I'm rooting for them because they're like the underdogs. My Giants didn't make it, so I'm rooting for the underdogs. You know, the Yankees could go away. I'm not even an A's fan. I really don't care for the A's, but I'm kind of hoping the A's go past it. You know, I hope the Padres beat the Dodgers. Anyways, enough about baseball. Unseen Creatures, this first beer right here. Beautiful can art. Look at that art. Boom. This is called Winds of Creation. It's 7.6% alcohol. It's an IPA. I'm gonna pour this out. A little orange, as you can see, kind of burnt orange color. A little darker for like a New England style IPA. I'm guessing it's New England style. It doesn't say it on the can, but it's almost implied unless it says West Coast IPA. But maybe it's just their own. Maybe it's a Florida IPA. Who knows? Let's give it a smell. I do definitely get like kind of a little toasty smell, just very slight, very like dark citrus kind of smells. A little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of peach, a little bit of melon. Let's give it a taste. Very good mouthfeel there. As you know, I do a lot of IPAs, so I'm going to say the same things over and over. I will be 100% honest if the beer is not good. And I will be 100% honest if the beer is very good. I'm not getting to talk about their beers. I'm just doing this for the love of beer and to inform you of some great breweries. So very yeasty, but not like a yeast burn at the end. If you have too much yeast or a lot of yeast, it tends to kind of like leave a little bit of a burn, almost like a horseradish, like a very light horseradish taste. This definitely does not have that. Good rounded out mouthfeel. And I get that like kind of orange, like I was talking about, just like how it smelled. Which one thing I like about beer is when it smells like what it tastes like. There's nothing worse when you get a really cool can and it tastes horrible, or when you smell it and it smells great and you taste it and it tastes nothing like the way it smells. So this is very consistent with that like darker kind of orange, little like peachy, little bit of melon in there. All right, so that's that first beer. Really quick. Boom, second beer. Look at that can art right there. That's pretty cool, huh? From the inside out, 7.7% alcohol. So for those of you who may not know, an IPA is categorized as 7.5% alcohol ABV, alcohol by volume, and under. Anything 7.5 and above is considered a double IPA. I like how they just call this an IPA, both of these beers, and they're 7.6 and 7.7%. The reason why I like that is because a brewery could get away with calling something a double IPA if it's 7.5%, or they could call it a single IPA. I've seen breweries try to get away with 7.2% as a double IPA. So I may not know. I'm assuming when I grab that beer, if it's a double IPA, it's going to be 7.5% or higher, right? So it's a little like deceptive when these breweries say 7.2% alcohol double IPA. It's really not accurate. This is actually not accurate with these beers. These are 7.6 and 7.7, so they're technically double IPAs, but they call them IPAs. And I like that because they're not really trying to flaunt. I think they're going to call their double IPAs probably more 8% and above. And I think that's a little more true to the style. And they're not really trying to get away with less ingredients and advertising, false advertising. That's what it is. Anyways, this beer is called From the Inside Out. I tasted these earlier on my podcast. I tell you, I like this one better. It's a little lighter, still kind of like a not like a bright yellow color, but it's still a little slightly orange. That indicates it's a different grain bill. They use different grains. This first one probably used maybe like a slightly roasted malt or maybe a different yeast. And this one's, you can see it's a little lighter. Whitehead, let's give it a smell. A little more fruity, a little more bright, Still not like super bright, like Treehouse Brewing Company, or let's even say like Monkish, or some of those like really, really bright IPAs, but still has like good brightness to it. Definitely brighter than the last one. Not as burnt, not as dark. Yeah, get that melon, kind of peach, tropical sense to it. Let's give it a taster. A little more yeast in that profile. Still get a soft water profile, mouthfeel, very soft, covering my mouth. Just very gentle, very gentle. Finishes off a little sweeter, and still has those tropical notes. It does match the smell as well. I can't remember the other cool thing I was going to say about it, but overall, I think Unseen Creatures is onto something. I don't know what other kind of beers they make. I should probably get different types of beers so I could kind of like judge the brewery as a whole instead of based off their IPAs. But I use a metaphor. When I go to a brewery, I want to get their IPA, their hazy IPA or the West Coast IPA, because I know those styles very well. And I want to kind of judge the brewery off that, just kind of like a shortcut. If you ever been to a taqueria before, like a taco shop, a lot of them out here in California, good authentic ones too. I always order the burrito because that's kind of like my IPA. That's my judgment for how I could judge the taqueria if I'm going to branch out on different foods. If they have a good burrito, for me, that's a good indication that the other food they make is going to be good because they know what they're doing. Then again, you could go in there and judge them off their lager, and maybe they just suck at lagers. Maybe they just suck at IPAs. But IPAs are kind of like the staple. Most people order burritos at a taqueria or tacos. Most people order IPAs, right, at a brewery. Anyways, I think overall it's very good. If I was going to rate this on a scale from 10, I'd probably give it 7.5. If I was going to rate this brewery on a scale from F to A, I would give it like a B, not a B minus, a B, maybe a B plus, but probably a B. But that's based off just the IPA. So Unseen Creatures, let's see how fresh these are, by the way. That one is canned on 8/20, so that's a month and a half old. And this one was canned on 7/17, so that's like 2.5 months old. So that is a factor with IPAs, how fresh it is, because the hops will degrade over time. Some breweries really mastered the art of not having their hops degrade. You could crack that can a year later at a very good brewery, and it's still going to taste just as juicy or very close to when it was fresh. That's all I have for the show today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm the most active. I post, a few times a day for the most part. And I'm doing more videos on Instagram. So basically, I come out here, I do a podcast. That's like my primary thing. And then I usually go to YouTube Live, and because I don't have to upload anything like I'm doing right now. And then I go record myself on my phone, do like this little selfie stick thing here. And I'll do an Instagram video, but I can edit it on my phone a lot easier than I can on my computer. Sometimes downloading stuff from the computer, if I just use, like, for example, the Photo Booth app, is a very big file. And of course I could go to iMovie or upload, from my phone into iMovie, but it's going to take a long time to download. It's just a lot of data. So that's why I do these Facebook Live things. It just takes up less data. Basically, YouTube is taking that data, storing it on the internet, and publishing it for me. So that's what's going on with that. Anyways, take care of yourself. Have a happy Wednesday. Yes, today is Wednesday. Very happy I can get out here and have some beer with you. Take care of yourself. Find out what makes you happy and do it.